Live. What's up, fam? What's up, family? I hope y'all can hear me a little bit better. I think my mic wasn't as high last week. What's going on though? It's a lot going on, man. Like it's a lot going on. Um, Before we get to tonight's show, we're gonna address some things before we get to tonight's show. Let me sit this down here. As we all know, within the last really, okay, so they said maybe about a year ago, a little bit more, that Jada Pickett and Will Smith was going through some things. They kind of, kept it on the hush and brushed it up under the rug. But over the last couple of days, they've been, not even the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks, they've been kind of bringing up little hints as to what's going on with what's going on with Jada and Will. Like they've been hitting in the news that something is up. You know what I'm saying? And now we see that whatever it was that was up, something was up. You know what I'm saying? With your boy August. I mean, what's really good though? You know what I'm saying? Because who we want to talk to, we want to talk to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's who we want to talk to. We want to talk to August Alsina. We want to know what's good, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Come talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Where's the interview of this man? Or better yet, if we really saying that Jada Pickett is really saying that, which I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Okay, so let's just talk about the fact that Jada Pickett has this roundtable discussion. Okay, so now let's just get into the whole aspect of what this roundtable discussion is. What's going on with this roundtable discussion, and why is there a roundtable, and why is it red? Okay. So the symbolism for this this round table, as Jada Pickett describes it, she says that this is a table of peace and purification. As a matter of fact, let me not even paraphrase it. Let me look up what Jada Pickett, red round table, actually in her own words means. And this is going to be coming from Jada Pickett because now if you look up the meaning of a red round table, it goes directly to Jada Pickett. So you have to understand that is sorcery that has been basically put into play by Jada Pickett, because once you're able to obtain an object or some sort of connection to something, that is basically a form of magic. Basically what we are seeing right now is black magic being cooked on the minds of people, because the way that this story is developing, you know what I'm saying, is really it's spiritual cooking. You know what I'm saying? It is really getting people off their base of what may have been important to them right now in their life. With this story being something that's a big distraction for people. People want to know, well, damn, what's up with Jada Pickett? But all the BLM and the the protesting, and this man got killed over here, and what's going on in the White House, with our laws and our regulations. This is right here is a good distraction for us to basically throw the minds of the black people in a loop right now to pay attention to a Jada Pickett and a Will Smith. This is black magic at its best. It's spiritual cooking. You have to understand that. Let me get this let me get this up here real quick. Give me 1 second. So with them doing this spiritual cooking that they doing right now, getting the minds of the people involved in what's going on in the household of Jada Pickett, Will Smith. They said that they were broken up at the time, is what Jada Pickett said. I'm not really sure if they were or if they wasn't. It doesn't really matter because the way that the story is being pushed out in the forefront, it's almost it would almost be silly for you not to understand that this is something that's kind of coming with an agenda behind it to kind of make us pay attention to something that is basically pointless. We all know that in Hollywood is a place where the magic is made. They say Walt Disney, but it's Hollywood as well. They put basically together script in order for you to view it, and it put an impression on your heart to where you go out in public and you operate in a certain kind of manner because of what you viewed from this so-called superstar or actress, you know what I'm saying, that has been put in front of your eyes, for you to look at them and see them as somebody who you're looking up to now. Everything that they do, you do. The clothes that they wear, the hairstyle that they come with, the makeup that they use, what type of nails. If a person was to say that that's not true, I mean, goddamn, look at the Nicki Minaj wave. Look how the girls followed behind Nicki Minaj when she came out, and started the nails with the sharp tips. The vampire look is what I like to call it. A lot of people would say, well, what about niggas? What about niggas? You know what I'm saying? Niggas get put trends, in front of them for them to follow all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of the things that go on now go on because, you have men who are fighting over nothing, just to go out and impress, impress one another. But let me give you, here now on that red table that Jada Pickett is, she's using that as her platform to to perform her show. So basically what you're watching is like a ritual every time that show comes on, because that red round table is in representation of basically a pentagram, a 5-pointed star. And if you look at the position that Jada and Will were sitting at the table, they were sitting at the east and the west side of a 5-pointed star, with the star pointing upward, okay, or away from the screen, I should say. And if you just basically go into any type of Freemasonry, any type of occultism, and you go and you just look up and study, you'll see that a 5-pointed star is in representation of many religions, many cultures. A lot of people use it for many different reasons, but that pentagram is drawn inside of a circle. And for Jada Pickett to have that red circle, usually in some type of ritual, you're going to have some type of blood involved. So when someone is using a ritual and they're using the pentagram, the 5-pointed star, they're either using goat's blood or some type of blood from some type of animal, chicken's blood. I've seen people use rat's blood before. And the red of the table for Jada Pickett is coming from the actual blood that is used when a ritual is performed and someone is doing a sacrificial offering to whatever realm they're wanting to make the offering up to. So this is coming from Codex Magic. You can see that. This is coming from Codex Magic. Okay. It says here, Freemasons, because they venerate the sun and its rays, known the star emblem as the blazing star. A former Mason in Freemasonry, the secret language writes in the lodge, the blazing star points out the glory of the sun. It is central to all Masonic undertaking, for it's enlightened the earth, and by its being influenced depends its blessings to mankind. Now, that sounds like a bunch of gibberish, okay? But what you have to understand about that short passage that I just read right there, what that's basically saying is the magic that is being used is being used to influence the behavior of man. So you have Jada Pickett Smith as basically the head of the ritual that's being baked up, because she brought Will Smith to the table, okay, and she's really out of pocket for the way she performed the ritual, because if you were supposed to be calling the red table the table of purification, and if you're bringing people to the table to be pure and you're wanting people to have an understanding, then why isn't August Alsina at the table when you're coming clean to your husband? Why is he not at the table as well, so he can admit to his part of the wrong that has been done? Whether or not Will Smith slept with other women, whatever he did, that's not, here nor there. If you have a woman that's saying she's coming clean right now, she wants to say, I'm sorry, and I'm laying it all on the table. This is where, we're being as honest as we can. Then we need for, this man to be at the table as well. We don't want a part two, or maybe we do. Maybe we do want a part two. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe we just getting started, but we don't know the impact that this is having on. Matter of fact, hold on 1 second, because I said I was gonna shout them out, and I almost forgot. Let me shout them out. Shout out to Tiff's Treats. Y'all can see that. Hold on, let me get it right there. Bam. Tiff's Treats. Shout out to Tiff's Treats. They deliver cookies. Okay? They are located in Charlotte. And let me read to you how they work. This is a box of cookies I got from them. This is how it comes packaged, okay? And they give you this nice little, let me see, where's my camera right there. They give you this nice, your message where you can write something here on the front of it. And then, they have their, special thing on inside right here. So this is how this worked. In June, nearly 5,000 people joined our movement to spread love with warm cookies, and we promised to match orders placed with gifts of our own to unsuspecting and deserving people and organizations. You have been selected to enjoy free warm cookies because someone decided to spread cookie kindness. Enjoy and whether it be with another cookie delivery, an act of service, or a smile, please pass it on. So basically how these work, this is Tiff's Cookies. Basically how this work is, you go and you say, Hey, um, I was at the dentist's office and the lady in there was very nice to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact Tiff's Treats and I'm going to send her some cookies, right? She won't know that they're coming to her. She'll just receive them and they'll still be warm because when I got mine, they were still warm. I didn't eat them right when I got them just because I was at work. I didn't want to, eat while I was working. But I did keep them until I got home and ate them after I ate my dinner, and they were delicious. I must tell you, they were very good. You get a what? Two chocolate chips. You get a sugar cookie. You get a peanut butter cookie, and you get a M&M cookie. I'm pretty sure you can probably order different flavors that you want, but that's what came to me. It was free. I couldn't complain. I liked all of them. So, basically what you want to do is you want to call in and you can send some cookies to someone. They don't have to know that they're coming. When they get them, they'll be very happy to get them. I can guarantee you. But again, that's Tiff's Treats. And, they're going to come packaged just like this here. Tiff's Treats. And that's cookiedelivery.com. If you can see that right there, cookiedelivery.com. And get you some cookies. They'll deliver them right to you. So yeah. But like I was saying about the spiritual cooking. Jada Pinkett basically is leading the spiritual cooking of black people right now with this whole story, the way it's developing and how people are, being trained into paying attention to this story. People are disgusted by it, but they can't stop talking about it. What is that? Why are people so intrigued and why are they being drawn to this? The reason why is because you've been looking at Jada and Will as your hero, your black hero couple for a very long time. They were your black hero couple before Beyonce and Jay-Z. They were your black hero couple before Michelle and Obama. You know what I mean? They were your black hero couple really within the last 20 years. They were your black hero couple, Will and Jada. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's want basically, if you go through the archives of rap songs that make references to I want our relationship to be like XYZ and Will and Jada is always referenced in these songs. So I think that's probably why it's touching the heart of people so much right now because these are your heroes. We've grown up with them. When we first started watching Jada Pinkett, I know me when I first seen Jada Pinkett, she was on a different world. You know what I'm saying? And she was, a baby then. I was a super baby. I was very small. So, Jada Pinkett was a very young lady at the time when I first seen her. So me growing into a man now and seeing a woman that she is now, to see something like that go on and for it to be something that basically you can't fault anyone for being a human, but I do because the position that you hold and the high rank that you're in. I understand me per se. I don't feel like anything coming out of Hollywood is genuine. I feel like all of the players that are coming out of Hollywood have some type of agenda, some type of motive that they're coming with. Like I say, they're spiritually cooking the minds of the people, carrying people down a tunnel and no telling, what. I seen a video. I don't mean to skip subjects, but I seen a video, okay? And the video was about a girl who was saying how the Democratic Party was beginning to do things that make people persuade the vote. And she broke it down very, very finely on how the Democratic vote has been persuaded, right after the George Floyd killing. She gave a very, very good, explanation as to how events lined up, building up to the George Floyd event and how events fell into place after the George Floyd event. making the George Floyd event seem like it may have been scripted. I'm not saying that it is, but just giving the video its chance and listening to her explanation and what she had to say about the video, it was very interesting to hear her point of view. Let's see here. Let me see. All right. We were, excuse me. So we really want to talk to August. I want to talk to August Alsina. I want to know, exactly from his point of view. Can he do an interview without any type of capping? Can he do an interview without capping at all? Can he come in front of an interview and say, well, I did XYZ, it was a mistake? Or is the nigga gonna come out and be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Is that gonna be his mentality when he comes out and says, whatever it is he may say? Are we gonna see him, display himself out of respect for Will Smith? But then again, why would you? Why? Well, what the fuck you gonna have respect for the man now? You fucked his wife. You know what I mean? So where the respect is gone. So there's no need for you to come out respectfully in an interview and talk nicely. Why would you? You know what I mean? I don't have to talk nicely when I done crossed the line already. Will Smith would be basically out of his mind to think that you were to go into a conversation. Maybe that's why Jada Pickett didn't have August at the table doing this, this sit down meeting. Then again, I can't say that because, you could have had that thing set up where you had security there. You could have brought it out in a different manner, but you can't say what people are supposed to do with their situation and their life. You know what I'm saying? You really can't. I can say all day, she shoulda, they shoulda, he shoulda. Everybody love to say what a person shoulda, woulda, coulda did, but it isn't until you in the position, having to deal with what you're dealing with to where you can deal with the situation accordingly, and then let people make comment about how you dealt with the situation afterwards, because it's easily to point the finger at somebody and say, hey man, he should have done this, he should have done that, he shouldn't have, whatever. You know what I mean? So even with Will Smith being at the table by himself, if he would have, which really Will Smith's body language the whole time to me was giving off basically the vibe that when the lights get cut off and the camera stops, bitch, I'm gonna slap the fuck out you. That's what his body language was saying to me, because he was real, he was real antsy, like, bitch, get to the point. Like, what did you trying to get at? And he took it in very calmly. And to be honest with you, the video, when I watched it, I was waiting on a little bit more, but he didn't give me as much as I thought he was going to give me. You know what I'm saying? So that's neither here nor there. But the pot has been set. The ingredients is right there. Jada Smith, she sprinkled those ingredients into the pot. The mental cooking has started. You know what I mean? Because we leading up to the election period. And right now, they have to get the minds of the people to sway one way or the other. Okay? You had Trump on the, I think it was not the Channel 9 News. It might have been CNN or something that was giving a live stream. And they would talking about the testing of the the coronavirus. Has anyone seen these pop up test centers? That I seen one the other day. They had one in front of a grocery store. They had one in front of a Novant Health clinic, and I'm just wondering. There was a video. A guy, he was sitting in the car, I guess, with one of his friends, and the lady was trying to do a swab of his nose, and I mean, she had a piece of looks like a Q-tip, but the end of the Q-tip had to be some type of plastic bristle on it, and she was sticking it so far up his nose to where, at the end of the video, he say, "Man, I think that bitch stabbed my brain." But the plastic piece was about this long, and I mean, she was sticking it all the way up his nose, and she done it 3 or 4 times, sticking it up his nose, trying to test him for the coronavirus. And I'm wondering if they have these pop-up centers that have popped up, in front of just anywhere. How accurate are these centers that are going to tell you that you have a coronavirus? You know what I mean? And I'm not sure, and that may be something I need to look into, because I'm not sure if you're actually being told that you have coronavirus right there on the spot, or if you're having to be sent some type of notification through mail or email that you have the coronavirus. I'm pretty sure that if you're going to some sort of local test facility that is outside of any type of hospital or any type of urgent care facility, and if it's just some drive-in test facility, I'm pretty sure that if you go there and you get tested for coronavirus and then you test positive, I'm pretty sure that the person there is not going to say, "Okay, take me into custody with you," or "take me into your hospital," or whatever type of setup that you got, to quarantine me. Because me per se, if I was to do that, you're not going to take me nowhere. I'm going home. First of all, I'm not even going to take no test for no coronavirus. Just my personal opinion, I believe that everyone in America has had the coronavirus, probably has had the coronavirus over the last who knows how many years. That's just my personal opinion. A person could disagree with that. I'm not opposing to someone disagreeing with that, because that's someone's opinion. It's just my opinion to feel like the coronavirus has been around. It's something that maybe was around and died out and came back. You know what I mean? And it to me, I feel like it's just been in the basically been in the, not the bloodstream, but been in our circulatory system. I should say your DNA has already had a one-on-one conversation with the coronavirus before, I should say. I don't think that this is the first time that your body's immune system is coming in contact with the coronavirus. Yes, you do have a lot of people who are losing their life because of coronavirus, but in my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion, most of the people that are losing their lives from the coronavirus, in my personal opinion, are losing their life through other conditions. So basically, the coronavirus was a secondary health condition that they had, versus a condition that they may have already had. Someone may have had asthma, leukemia, various things. I can't necessarily just go with the coronavirus just saying, "Oh, okay, the coronavirus is killing people off," and we're just supposed to go with that and believe that forever. Honestly, the way I think things are going now, I think that the coronavirus is going to be one of the shots that children are going to have to get nowadays when they get ready to start school back. So, you get the chicken pox, the measles, the mumps, and all of these other vaccinations that you get when you're about to start school. And in my opinion, I feel like the coronavirus is going to be one of those vaccinations that you're going to have to pay to get, because that coronavirus was patented by someone, made by someone. So in order for you to get cured of it, you have to buy a cure that they made, and that's how they'll eventually create generational wealth, to where 50 years from now, 100 years from now, if a school system or whatever is still going on, look at it as a breeding kennel. People are in a breeding kennel, and once the puppy reaches 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you give the puppy a shot, so that it doesn't contain parvo and things like that. The same thing with people. Once a child reaches the age of 4 or 5 and they're about to go into school, grade school or whatever, they have to get a shot. What do those shots contain? Those shots contain, the measles. They contain the mumps. They contain, polio, syphilis, various different things that those shots contain, to give you an antivirus against catching them once you're about to start school. So in my personal opinion, the person that invented the coronavirus, they're going to have it to where they're going to add the coronavirus shot to the arsenal of shots that you already have to get once you get ready to start public schooling, if they start public schooling back, because there's a lot of question on whether public schooling is going to start back or not. But yeah, let's see here. What was I going into? So, and the topic of tonight's show, let's see here, because we ain't even got into the topic of tonight's show yet. I just had to address the elephant in the room, which was Jada Pickett. She, which is it's a developing story. So let's see here if I can get that up for us to see here. Give me 1 second here, sir. All right. So, and the topic for tonight's show was, is Black America a dying race? And in my personal opinion, Black America is slowly starting to lose its position in America. With the regentrification going on all around the country, a lot of the neighborhoods that people were living in before in the 70s and 80s and 90s, a lot of those neighborhoods are gone now. A lot of those people have been incarcerated. A lot of those bloodlines have been eliminated. It may not seem, as if it's that cut and dry, but it is that cut and dry. You have a lot of people that are not around anymore, and a lot of people that did not make it through the 80s, and a lot of people that did not make it through the 90s. I've seen and been in acquaintance with friends to where it was only them. It was them and their mother. Mother passes away, then it's just them. And homeboy, he passed away. Now it's nobody. He had no children. So generations of people and bloodlines of people that didn't make it out of the hard times of the crack era, the very harsh times of the 70s when they had the heroin that was tearing neighborhoods apart and tearing establishments down in accordance to people preying on black people for financial gain. Right now in America, black people do not own or can attribute for any type of resource other than making rap music. If you have heard me say this before, then that's just something that I profess. A lot of the skill set that is needed by America right now, you cannot go out and get that from the black man. I was speaking with my old lady the other day, and I asked the question: how many males out of 10? How many black males out of 10 would you be able to go up to and get one of them to be able to come to your home and fix something on your home, whether it be your roof, whether it be something with your plumbing, whether it be something with your electricity, whether it be something with your HVAC, whether it be something with some type of masonry. Out of 10 black men, how many do you think would be able to come and, fix something, versus how many, Spanish males would you be able to go? And I said, I just me, I'm giving out of 10 black men, I'm hoping at least 5 to 6 would be able to have some type of skill set to fix something in a home, because right now everyone has to live in a home. So if you were looking for a career to look for security in, then you would want to find something that has to do with a home, because everyone has to live in a home. A vehicle is cool, but you have people out here who don't have vehicles, but they live in a home. So I would look into that. But I said out of 10 black men, at least 5 to 6. Out of 10 Spanish men, I said at least 8 to 9, and it might be 10 out of 10. That may seem fucked up, but it's a harsh reality when you're looking at things like that. It just is what it is. If I'm needing, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that when they're needing something done, the first thing you'll hear someone say, "Oh, let me call my little Mexican up, or let me call my little Spanish homeboy. I know he can get it done for me." You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they don't want to take the time and try to fix something on their own. You know what I'm saying? And that's what is making the race of black people in America start to be minimized, because you don't have as many people able to populate the neighborhoods anymore, because you don't have just the breeding grounds of the projects where people are just being there just to keep the population up until government and society decide to do something else with the people that they house in projects. You know what I mean? And it's not just I don't want people to think I'm picking on people that are in housing projects, because I've been in housing projects, I've lived in housing projects, I've stayed in housing projects. It's not like I'm picking on housing projects, but government places housing projects in place for a reason. They're projects for a reason. It's a project. They're doing something. It's something that's going on. The people were there to uphold whatever they were there upholding, whether it be to make sure that the land holds a certain tax value, you know what I mean, until the land is cultivated and ready for use for whatever else the land is going to be used for. If you look in the you look at the land in the local area that you're at. If you just go and look at whatever project is closest to you, look at the way that project is designed, how it is set up, and then look at the new development that is creeping towards the project. And then you'll understand what I'm saying when I say that those projects were put there for a reason. So once development started and the people there that were in the projects would bring value to that property at a lower cost, that way you could buy that property at a lower cost, put expensive property on it, and have the property be sold at a higher value. I'm pretty sure people have heard that explained before, but when you are involved in that process, it takes on a whole different feel when you understand what's going on. And then you wake up one day and you understand that you living in the projects, and there used to be 4 or 5 projects around you, and now there's only one, and that's the project that you're living in. And now you're waking up today wondering, when is going to be the day that my project is going to no longer be here, and where will I be living when that happens? You know what I mean? Because if we really look back at the population of people, there were a lot of people in the 80s and the 90s that were in the housing projects, or not only in housing projects, but in, the suburbs around, local cities that were, thriving at one point, and now they're no longer there, and the people that own the land are no longer there, and a lot of those people are incarcerated now. Those times where you could go through certain neighborhoods at certain times a day or night. There may be 4 or 5 cookouts going on. Children in the street playing football. Playing tag football in the street. It may be young girls jump roping and stuff like that. Those images of the playgrounds that we had when we were younger are fading. You don't see those as much. And the reason is the gentrification is making the neighborhoods that the black people are able to operate in, are making them so small to where now people are on top of each other and they're starting to fight. That's why you're seeing so many videos now of people, they can't stand each other because people are cluttered. They're on top of each other. They're fighting over space. You have people basically trying to get some type of freedom in a shoebox, and you're never going to get it. You know what I mean? When you're confined and you're on top of each other, these are project conditions that are made to make people delusional, lose their mind, crazy, violent, susceptible to information, and never want to really excel in life, other than be basically the mental creature that was created in that project. That sounds fucked up. I know that sounds fucked up, but that is exactly what a lot of people that are coming out of certain conditions are. They're creatures, and they're creatures that have been created by the conditions and the environment that they were in. Let that sink in real quick. Okay. Because Black America right now is in a very, very interesting point to where it's very important right now, because there could be a shift in the economic flow of money and who has the bag. See, that's what's wrong too, because a lot of people say that they want to get the bag. You have a lot of people, they claim they want the bag, but black people are not doing what it takes to get to the bag, because a lot of times all I see is black people doing is filling up somebody else's bag. All they had to do was tell you that the beauty supply store was back open, and you ran back in the beauty supply store to buy more weave. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do was tell you that, the Chinese man was back at the nail shop, and the first thing you did was ran down there to get you some, a set. What you call it, a jail set. Soon as the Chinese man opened back up, you run back down there to give him your money. You know what I mean? People are online. I seen people online last week, or when was it the week before last? I seen people online buying Jordans. Where's you going? I mean, everywhere you go, you talking about a pandemic and everybody running around with a mask on. You don't even know who the fuck you looking at with Jordans on. What the fuck is you buying Jordans for? So how can black people say that they trying to get to the bag when all you seem to do is be putting money in somebody else's bag all the time? Why is Black America not dying? Where is our production? What are we doing? We don't have nothing that we can offer but the money to put in somebody else's bag. When you gonna stop putting your money in somebody else's bag and hold your money, put it in your bag, and figure out what to do with it to make your bag bigger? Instead of figuring out how you can steal from your brother to put his money and your money in somebody else's bag. I got the heart if you got the soul. I'm Mr. Burn One, man. This is Word on the Street. As always, don't lighten up, tighten up.